Right. A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone present here today. A very warm welcome to Old Passion Singapore, Malaysia Global. My name is Jeannie Tan, your host today. Old Passion was formed in November 2020, run by a group of dedicated host team members. We had our first trial webinar on the 23rd of September 2021, and our first public webinar was on the 30th of September 2021, under the mentorship of Dr. Bill Williams. We meet on every Thursday. The mission of Old Passion is to ignite passion for humanity, to nurture mindset and leadership for passion and oblast, and to form passion groups for good causes. And of course, today we have our speaker tonight, and he needs no introduction. And I'm sure every one of us know him, Brother Jeffrey Mollock. But before I call upon him later, I'm going to play the next segment first. And this segment was done by Mr. Kumaran. So I'm going to play that segment. Give me a second, please. I'm sorry, give me a minute, please.
We can hear you now, Jeannie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Hold on, please.
Hi, madam. My name is Ravichandra.
Hello, Jenny Tan, Singapore sister. Namaskar. Good evening. Good morning.
Yes, we do that later. Thank you so much because we are in the middle of a meeting.
ONPASSIVE
Yeah,
is joining 2022.
We will talk later, Ken.
Everybody will have recording or later on. All listener, please
hold on.
please
Please
mic
mute,
off रखिए. Recording हो रहा है. Please ध्यान
please
रखिए
mute
इस बात का.
yourself first. Please mute yourself.
Mute self.
Yeah.
టైమింగ్ ఎంత ఇచ్చాను చూడు 7:30 నుంచి.
No chatting, please. Hello.
In progress.
Kumaran.
Hello.
Kumaran. Sorry, I think there's a problem. Can you help me play the next segment?
Hello, Tamru. Please don't talk.
Madam,
Please,
you can.
hello, please mute yourself.
Unmute పెట్టుకోండి.
Hello.
Madam, you can continue Jeannie, you can just continue. I think it's okay. No need.
I can't get that up. Yeah.
Never mind. You just introduce Brother Jeffrey.
Yeah. So okay, we'll skip that segment. We can't play that segment. Okay, hold on. Let me stop share first. All right. In that case, let me move on to the next segment. Just give me a minute. I would like to now share. I would like to share about a little bit about our speaker, and he's none other than Brother Jeffrey. And Brother Jeffrey is going to share with us today on the segment and his segment. Hold on, huh? Let me get it first. Okay, today Brother Jeffrey is going to share with us on the topic of embracing tomorrow with faith, passion, and compassion in turbulent times. And before I ask Brother Jeffrey to share, I would like to share a little bit about Brother Jeffrey. Brother Jeffrey's passion. Let me share about his passion. And this is what Brother Jeffrey says. He says, my belief in righteousness and solidity of the new tech leader is motivating, strong, and unyielding. And of course, Brother Jeffrey also says that words simply cannot express the appreciation he has for Mr. Ash Mufarah, his team, and his company. And he is a proud ONPASSIVE founder. And he will also endeavor to live its vision and its values as this leading edge movement changes the entire online affiliate marketing movement landscape as a smart business solution provider. And with that, Brother Jeffrey, over to you. You are muted, Brother Jeffrey.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Boy, I certainly appreciate being here this morning. And I am grateful to everyone who has shown up because I think we'll have a good time and there'll be a lot of good stuff that we can probably take away from this. So hello, hello, hello. I hope that everybody is having a great, wonderful afternoon, or actually here it's the morning. I want to thank Mabel for calling me the other day. We had a great talk, ended in an invitation for me here. And I also wanted to thank all of you, Jeannie, Kumaran, Faith, obviously Dr. Bill Williams, Deb McCormick, our own celebrity, John Barillo, and everybody that makes this so special of a platform, because I think today's topic, it's a good one. It's a long one, but it's a powerful one, right? It's about cultivating growth through faith, passion, and compassion. And we're going to talk about all of those things. I think we can all agree the word turbulent is probably a pretty good one for describing life on planet Earth right now for a lot of us anyway. The world probably feels like a stormy sea. There's political tension, economic struggles, uncertainty that seems to slap us in the face every time we turn around, like it's a loose flap in the wind or something, and it's a lot to take in. But there's good news. Turbulent times don't have to bury us, right? We don't have to get caught under it, right? They can represent, in a sense, the place or the very soil, if you will, where we can plant seeds for a bright future, for growth and for fruit later down the road, right? And today we're going to be talking about how faith and passion and compassion can help us not just survive but thrive. We've talked about that word, what it means a lot in the last few years, and in all sincerity, when you take it you take the word compassion and you kind of break it down a bit, the com part, which is a prefix, it just means with, and the passio part of it just means a fellow feeling, kind of. So it just means with feeling, with feeling for others. So it's nothing really too big. But today I'd like to take a look at how to grow holistically. Now that's a word that we use to just say, hey, we want to grow in mind, body, and spirit, and we want to be raising our consciousness up, being more aware, and making a difference for the greater good. And I think that everybody here has pretty much decided that's something that they want to get involved in. And another way to put it, I guess, is to say that we're going to be raising our awareness about our own empowerment. So as we get started, I need to be honest, it's really kind of tough out there, and I'm only too aware that we've got some political divides that are deeper than ever, and there seems to be headlines out there that would pit us against each other in some way or another. And economically, a lot of us are feeling the squeeze, right? I mean, there's rising costs about everything. Anybody bought any eggs lately, right? There's job instability, and there's changes happening at a pace that kind of leaves us wondering, what's next? Where are we headed? And it's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy, even at times, to feel a little hopeless and helpless in what's going on. But, in fairness, not everybody's feeling this crunch. It's tougher in some places than others. But if you're one of those that find that life's a bit more challenging than maybe it was 5 years ago, you're not alone. But there's a shift that I want us to talk about today, right? I mean, what if we didn't see these challenges that we're facing today as roadblocks? What if we saw them as life's invitations instead, right? Invitations to grow, to rethink, to rise up, right? With more energy in a way. That's where we're headed today. And we're going to be looking at 4 things, 4 key pillars that we can use to embrace, grab hold of tomorrow, right? With anticipation and with a high expectation. The first one of those is faith. That's going to be our anchor. We're also going to look at passion. That's going to be a fuel for us. We're looking at consciousness, which is our awareness of what's going on. That's going to be a compass for us. And we're going to look at compassion as something to put us into action. So let's start with faith, right? There's this beautiful line, I think it's Hebrews 11, don't hold me to that says something like the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That's what faith is, right? So faith, even though it's a subtle energy, the Bible says it's the substance, which substances are tangible, of things hoped for, and it's evidence of things not seen. So think about that for a minute. It's like faith is giving shape to our dreams and our hopes. It's the proof of what we can't yet touch, right? In turbulent times, this faith can be what anchors us, what keeps us steady when the ground seems to be shaking all about. Now, imagine you're waiting for a sunrise or something, right? Maybe it's pitch black outside, or pretty close to pitch black, maybe stormy, who knows? But anyway, you really can't see much, but you know that sun is coming up. It's not a belief, it's a knowing, right? It's something that you know, not only in your head, but in your heart. That's faith. And that's trusting in something bigger, even when the evidence isn't quite in front of us yet. And for me, faith is not just a blind optimism, right? For me, it's all about choice. We've always had choice. I know Dr. Ford talks about choice, right? And we always have it. And we always have a choice for hope and for expecting good things. And believe it or not, applying faith to our life is a lot easier than what you might think. We just start small. So, what we might want to do is just pick one thing that maybe you'd like to see happen for you, a better job, a little more peace in your relationship, maybe a healthier you, right? Write this down. Then after you write it and you look at it, read it, speak it out loud, right? A little sidebar here about speaking these things out, right? The concept of subtle energy suggests that our thoughts, our intentions, if you will, and our words carry a vibrational force that influences the world all the way around us. We've heard this in a lot of different ways. And when we speak or write what we want aloud, right, we amplify the energy of that, we give form to it, and it produces momentum. The spoken word in particular resonates through sound. It aligns with our inner desires and with the external environment, while the written word anchors that intention into something very tangible, something physical. And together, they harness the power to shape our reality with clarity and with purpose. So write it down and speak it aloud and let faith give that substance, which is going to do, even if you can't see it yet. Now, hang on to that, right? But stay with me. We're going to build on that. So let's talk about passion, right? If faith is our anchor and it holds us steady, right? Then passion is the fuel that's going to get us moving. Turbulent times can drain us, man. That can seem to suck the life right out of us, right? But when we tap into what lights us up, our passion, we find the energy to keep going. It fuels us. Passion isn't just a hobby or something. It's the stuff that jazzes us up. You guys have heard me say that. I love that term, man. It jazzes me up, gets me excited, gets me fired up, feel excited, alive, right? It's what aligns us with our purpose. So ask yourself something. What do you love doing? Maybe it's creating. Maybe it's helping other people or solving problems. For me, yeah, it's all about helping others to reach that next level experience. And I do this through writing, which I love, teaching, which I love, connecting people, which I love, right? Just like you guys, just like this platform here. And when I lean into that, right, even the tough days that I get, and yeah, I have tough days, it just makes me feel lighter and better because I'm doing what I love and I'm going in the direction that I know is good for me. But here's one of the beauties about passion. It is not selfish like we have maybe been led to believe, right? It's how we grow holistically, completely. And when I say this, I'm actually highlighting a perspective that lets you kind of reframe how we see passion, right? Not so much as a self-centered pursuit, but as a vital, positive force for personal and collective development. And I say this because experience has taught me, incidentally, experience is the only way we really learn, but experience has taught me that passion is often misunderstood as something indulgent or solely for personal gain. And that's just not the case. At its core, it's the spark that drives us to engage deeply in our lives. And it's not selfish because it's not about hoarding energy or resources. It's about tapping into what lights us up and use that fire to fuel our growth. Now, when we pursue what we're passionate about, we don't just expand our own skills, knowledge, or our joy. We actually inspire others, right? We share our discoveries and we contribute to the larger whole, or as I say, we're doing for the greater good. Now, holistic growth of mind, body, spirit, growth of everything happens because passion connects the mind, the body, and obviously the spirit. It ignites curiosity, it builds resilience in us, and it fosters in us a sense of purpose that will actually ripple out in a way. And following our passions becomes a generous act, okay? Doing what we love to do becomes a generous act that enriches both us and the world around us simply by our doing it. Now, when we follow what we love, our minds sharpen, our spirits lift up, even our bodies respond, right? Less stress, more joy. I mean, man alive, I could talk about that for a while, but trust me, less stress, more joy, that's going to spill out into the world around us. Now, think of somebody, if you will, that loves what they do. An example for me, something coming to mind would be a teacher, right? They don't just grow themselves. By what they're doing, they're inspiring their students, and they do it consistently, and this is key. And recognizing that consistency of action, right? Continuously doing what excites you and reaching for that next exciting thing is where we get the phrase, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. We've heard that, right? Now, as a sidebar, as long as I'm at it, right? I'm not sure exactly where that origin or that phrase came from, that how you do anything is how you do everything. It's often described as a modern proverb or a concept that was inspired by Zen Buddhism, that philosophy. It emphasizes mindfulness and it emphasizes consistency in action. And some attribute that saying to, there was a life coach, her name was Martha Beck. She used that and made it rather popular in her writings. There was another one, a strategist, a business strategist. Her name was Susan Evans. Now, both of these women wrote books that talked about the way we do anything is the way we do everything back in, they were published, I think, in 2003. So we don't know for sure where the phrase came from. It likely evolved over time, but it's gained traction, and we've even used it here more than once. So kind of a sidebar for you. Anyway, when we follow what we love and do what jazzes us up, it lifts our spirits. It's what we call following our passion. Now, I would suggest, recommend, or even encourage that you just take 5 minutes this week to do something that you love doing, right? Write, paint, cook, volunteer, whatever it is. And when you're doing it, take inventory about how it makes you feel, because this, how it makes you feel when you're doing it, that is your tank filling up, right? It's filling up with that energetic fuel, with passion, right? As I tell my grandkids, that fills my loving heart. I grab them and I go, oh, you're filling up my loving heart. And that's what it is. And it keeps us going and growing, even when the world seems a bit topsy-turvy, right? When the economy's shaking and the news is bleak like we've seen lately, but things are on the rise. So we've got faith keeping us stable. We have passion that's kind of fueling us up. So let's talk a little bit about consciousness or our awareness, right? And when I talk about that, this is about waking up. This is about raising our awareness of ourselves and how we're connected to everything else. In turbulent times, it's tempting to shut this down, right? To kind of sink into ourselves and just lean over the phone and maybe scroll, I don't know, mindlessly, or just, in survival mode. But growth comes when we actually get tuned in, when we get tapped into something. You see, consciousness uses our passion and reads it like a compass, making us aware and pointing us toward what matters for us. And it asks us, hey, how am I showing up today? You remember a while back, we talked about 80% of success is just showing up. And you say, hey, how am I showing up? Am I reacting out of fear? Am I shrinking in? Or am I responding purposefully with intention? Am I seeing the bigger picture? And am I allowing my actions to ripple out positively into the world? And I love this idea from the Gospel of John that says that light shines in darkness and the darkness hasn't overcome it. It simply means even when things get dark and tough, there is a brightness. There is a hope or a truth that keeps on shining right through, and that darkness cannot put it out. Now, raising our consciousness is choosing to see even when it's hard. It doesn't have to be profound or difficult. It's noticing perhaps, like you walk into the store and maybe there's a cashier and they're looking pretty tired, looking like they're not having a good day or something, right? And you offer them a kind word. Or maybe you realize your own stress might be telling you, hey, it's time for me to slow down a bit and take a breath, right? But as a practical way to apply this, we can just pause a couple minutes each day to breathe deep a few times while asking yourself, what is true for me right now? What's the one thing that I can do to align with the best that I can be, or with my best self? And this is one way that you can recalibrate that compass that we're talking about. It's simple, but it shifts everything. Now, the last pillar we talk about, or I want to talk about, number 4, is compassion, or compassion with feeling for others, right? Compassion. This is where faith, passion, and consciousness turn outward. It's no longer in us and worried about us. This is about going out and affecting what's out in our world, right? Compassion is action for greater good, caring enough to do something. It starts you, it motivates you. And I think you would agree, especially in turbulent times, we need this probably more than ever, because we know that parts of the world are hurting. But so are some folks sitting right next to us. Now, like everything else that we've talked about, compassion doesn't have to be huge, Doesn't have to be some big multicolored spectacle. It's the neighbor you check on. It's the little donation you give or the time you listen to somebody, right? Your passion, guided by consciousness to become compassionate action, is a gift we give to others. It shows love, it inspires, and it lifts. And that's what we're about, right? Lifting others, lifting humanity, right? The practical application for this is also pretty easy. Just pick one compassionate thing to do this week. Big, small, it's all the same. It's all energetic. It's all good. Call somebody that might be lonely. Share a skill that you have, right? Just pitch in for the greater good, meaning do something for somebody else. And if nothing else, do that one good thing and tie it to your passion, because that's going to give it the energy to really get out there. And that's how we build a future worth anticipating. So here's the big picture, right? Faith anchors us in hope. Passion fuels our growth. Consciousness keeps us on track of it all. And then compassion turns that into action that happens in a physical world and affects those around us, not only physically, but with the subtle energies that we're putting out. Now, together, these all let us look at tomorrow with a great new resolve, with vigor, right? Not with dread, with excitement, like we're planting seeds, perhaps even under stormy skies, but we know the ground is fertile, and we know that what we plant is going to be producing good fruit, and we're going to be looking forward to that. So potential chaos, economic hardships, yeah, they're out there. They're real, but they don't get the final say in how our lives unfold. We do, through how we live, how we grow, through how we show up. Holistic growth isn't just surviving, it's thriving. It's mind, body, spirit, and community all connected together. Now, this talk will probably end up on social media, right? And I'd encourage all of you, I mean, pick one of the pillars that we've talked today: faith, passion, consciousness, and compassion, and lean into it, right? Put some effort into it this week. Drop a note in the comments if you can, right? Whatever channel you hear this on, I know that they'd love to hear that. But the bottom line is the future is not really set. It's shaped by us, by our choices. Today, we talked about embracing tomorrow with faith and passion and compassion and consciousness and all of that. And I'd like to take a moment now to speak directly to this panel and the folks that are going to be hearing this that are ONPASSIVE affiliates, those in the audience, right? I mean, this past year, wow, we've faced some tough breaks, storms that's tested our resolve. But here's the thing: we're still in it to win it, still pushing forward. And that's the heartbeat of a tech startup with vision, right? ONPASSIVE isn't just about AI tools or innovation. It's about people like you believing in a future where technology will lift us all along with its heart, right? So let's not forget to lift up Ash and his family, the legal team, the people working together, lift up all the folks that are working their passions to make our lives better. And think of faith as your anchor. Trust that the seeds that you're planting will, I mean, they'll not only grow, they're gonna really produce some really good fruit. And let your passion for this, your passion for the ONPASSIVE mission fuel you, even when the road is rough. Stay conscious of the big picture, right? Your work is part of something that is transformative, and show compassion to yourselves, to each other, to the communities that we're building. Turbulent times do not define us. They refine us, right? We're not just affiliates. We're pioneers. We're shaping tomorrow. So keep going. Keep believing. I believe the best is yet to come. And I'm going to drop it right there and just say thank you. I appreciate you letting me speak here today, and to say that even in the small ways, we're all a part of the big change that's happening on the earth, and we're in a good spot. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, Jeannie. And back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Brother Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Wow, that's empowering. That is empowering. I love what the last sentence you said. Turbulent times does not define us, but it will refine us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I see Brother John. Brother John, the first speaker after Brother Jeffrey.
Yes, thank you, Jeannie. Well, I always like to speak first whenever, doesn't it be all the time, but especially when Jeffrey is with us, because I've been following and listening to Jeffrey, for a very long time. I can remember when, before we had live chats and such, he would do his recorded YouTubes, and I would be in his comments, always supporting and just paying attention, listening to him. And so today, I really appreciate what he's saying to us and making those 4 points. And so the way I relate to this is, I have a bit of a character. Who am I in ONPASSIVE? And I call myself the Tin Man, or JJB Tin Man. No, John Joseph Barilla is my name, and I put the Tin Man on the end of that because, as we know, the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz had a heart. He had to discover his heart. He didn't think he had a heart. But by the end of what happens in the story of The Wizard of Oz, of course, he finds out that he's had a heart all along. Now, for these things we've heard today from Jeffrey, I would just say that, for myself, now, my faith, I've always had faith in ONPASSIVE and in what ONPASSIVE is going to do. And that isn't just about making money. It's about the good things we're going to do, what we're going to do for humanity. And that's a lot of what Jeffrey's talking about today. So for myself, I discovered with my faith about my passion. And as Jeffrey said, that's your fuel. That's our fuel to do what we need to do and how we're going to get involved and help humanity. Let's see. And they said it helps with our own personal development, not pushing ourselves personally ahead, but personal development, so that we can not have just personal gain. It's not for personal gain. It's for the gain of others, to help others. And then the other thing is about the consciousness and awareness. It helps us grow. And also, he says this ultimately, we show and we will be showing with ONPASSIVE, we'll be showing our heart and our compassion for others, not for ourselves, for others. The very little things and the big things we do, the good things for the greater good. So that's what it's all about. And that's what Jeffrey's talking about today for us. I hope we all listened carefully. I just want to say that. And I know I did. And it's very, very good. So thank you, Jeffrey. Very good presentation. And that's all I've got to say for today.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother John. Thank you. Okay, I see Dr. Tunisha. Dr.
Yes.
Tunisha. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I apologize. I'm not on camera because I'm in my living room and the lighting is real bad. So I don't want you to see the darkness. But you all can hear me okay, right? You can hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes. But I wanted to just say, the word of God tells us that we're going to have trials and tribulations. And I like that word that you talked about, turbulence. That's a good word. You don't hear that word every day, but that's what it is. But the 4 elements that you shared today really let you know that there's a road. That's a roadmap, or I say a vehicle. Those are 4 vehicles that we can use to get through this turbulence, because it's coming. It's called life. It's called life. But when you have that faith and you have the compassion and you have the other elements that you mentioned that to help you overcome those things, you're a better person for it. Because how do we grow unless we know there's an issue? How do we know how to overcome something unless we are confronted with it? And I believe this whole message that you were talking about today helps us evolve and understand that there's growth involved. And I believe that God allows us to have turbulence so that we can see what we're made of. Because I think that many people don't get an opportunity to see what they're truly made of until we do have those trials and tribulations. They're intended to make us better people. They're intended for us to look for inside out. They're intended for us to help other people. I've always given you the definition of purpose. And that's what it's all about. It's about living your best life by operating in your purpose, which is a divine and deliberate mandate from God that glorifies Him, justifies why you are taking up space, and it serves mankind. And the vehicles that you just used today, it encompasses all those things. You know, it's going to glorify God. You know, it's going to justify why you are taking up space on this earth. It's going to help you serve mankind, because then you become the better person, and then you will make an impact while you're on this earth. And the turbulence is just that fire to ignite you to go forth and do what you've been mandated to do it. So this message was excellent, very timely, very much appreciated. I appreciate you, and I'm going to take this message and really apply it to my life. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Tinishai. Okay, next we have Brother Bruce. And then we have Sister Melanie.
Thank you, Jeannie. It's amazing, Jeffrey. You have such clarity when you talk, and I appreciate everything you say. One thing that keeps coming into my mind is how the earth was started, and the way it was started, according to some legends, is it started with sound. And so what you talked a lot about was, once you have a belief, once you have that faith, that you have something inside, if all you do is have a belief inside, it doesn't have any power until you express it. That's the vibration. Once you have the vibration, you get a lot of power. You are become empowered. And once you become empowered, what you want to do from compassion and love for others is you want to share what you learn to others. It's not to get them to do anything. It's just to let them know what you found for yourself to work in the world. Ash has a wonderful way of teaching us how to be patient, how to be compassionate with each other, how to become true friends, and how to learn how to grow in spite of all difficulties we may face. Because one of the things in life is that we will always have hardship. There's a book written by that. It starts with a sentence that says, life is nothing but suffering. But the option, suffering, is really optional. Because once you realize there's a purpose to everything, you will realize that what you call suffering is for your growth. And Ash has taught us over and over and over again how to grow. And once we declare that inside, once we start believing and achieving and empowering ourselves over and over again, continue on with our belief and our faith, we have no way of doing anything but succeeding. I write songs, and I went to a workshop one time, and I met somebody who was doing something in Europe, and he came up to me afterward, rushing over to the stage, and he said, "Do you have my card?" And I said, "Yes, you gave it to me before." And he said, "My girlfriend heard your song, and she cried, and I want to know if you come to Europe with me." My problem is that I didn't just say yes. Once you have an opportunity, it's like we have that illustration from the band who have ONPASSIVE records. Once you have an opportunity, somebody, and you know nothing about it, do it anyway and learn as you go. And all I had to do was say, "I'll go, sure, I'll try that." Somebody else came up to me who said, "I love your song, and I want to sing it on my new album." And so I was going somewhere else, and I put it off, and she passed away. God gives us opportunities every day. Every day, God opens doors for us, and all we have to do is step through them and believe that we step through them. There's something else on the other side that will be incredible for us. So all we have to do is believe that. Once we believe that, again, empower yourself by speaking aloud what it is you believe. Even if you do mirror work and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm God's greatest miracle, and smile, that will empower you. So anyway, I want to say that I don't speak well, I speak soft. That's my own challenge. But I'm glad that I got to hear you today, Jeffrey. I love you very much. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Bruce. Okay, next, Sister Melanie, please.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Jeffrey. Good morning, Jeannie, Mabel, John, and everybody else, Dr. Ford. I'm glad, Jeffrey, you brought up that topic because it's something that resonates with me. Ash, number one, brought us together, as I always said, and I'm sure a lot of us can say the same, right? We are here as, it's like a family. I recognize everybody as a family member, right? And had it not been Ash, globally, I would not have known so many people, including yourself, Jeffrey, who's my mentor, the one who brought me in. Okay. What I've learned though is over the years, even from young, before ONPASSIVE even, survivor is always a powerful concept. I mean, when you're in the hardship, when you encounter all these different challenges, roadblocks, all these different things, it teaches you to better curve yourself, right? Curve yourself for better things. Try other options because, as Ash always said, failure is never an option. So in the test of times, and we'll always have tests, that later on will become our testimony. So when we go through those challenges, we use that as a vehicle for better things to success, better way. Let us try out a different thing. It speaks through our actions. If we just see it and worry, if we just sit and think, where's the next meal or the next dollar or whatever is coming from, we'll never make it. So we have to try. Whilst Ash is working for us, we are trying in different things. Take initiative, be active in groups, call each other, as Jeffrey was saying, text a small message, a little heart, a little thumbs up when someone is, posting. That encourages and uplifts people. We think it's nothing, but it does a lot. I personally, if I don't see, like I put things down or I post something and people, they bump it, they don't react to it, I feel away. Like, and I would point it out. I don't hesitate to point it out. So Jeffrey, what you're saying, all these things that we're encountering along with Ash, well, Ash is at the forefront because he's the main person in the picture. It inspires us to do better. It inspires us to come together and share our action because collaboratively, we can proceed with caution and we can proceed to success. Success is not just, taking us to shiny objects, as they always said. Yeah, shiny objects can help us in some way, but we have to struggle still. We have to do the brain work, right? But by us collaborating and, giving advice to each other, uplifting each other and doing the things, the everyday things in life, saying hello, a smile, it goes a long way. In the meantime, we are waiting. It goes a long way. And I know that may be against certain things or maybe not relating directly to what you're saying, but yes, it all falls in line with what you brought out this morning. I think inspiring each other by our actions, by the word that we use, the words, right? Or the adjectives that we use sometimes, it can either break us or build us. So why not? Because we are already in this global group of people, why not bring uplifting rather than, tearing down someone even more than they have been torn down already? It is very important in life because we are brother's keeper. And if we don't upkeep each other, if we don't live up to the standards where we can get each other well in spirit, well in what, you know, the little, sometimes they encounter a little test, like every one of us encounter these things. Every one of us go through that in life. So it's our duty to listen, and not just listen to bring to another person. Listen for listening's sake. Listen to uplift and give good advice. So what you're saying, Jeffrey, it resonates with what Ash wants us to do. In the meantime, we're waiting, not just to bicker and wonder when is the back office or OES opening, when is the money coming in? Did we put the pot of money there? No, we didn't. We have to work hard. No employer pays you when you just sit and worry. You have to work hard. You have to go through the trials. So I'll end up by saying overcoming our difficulties not only strengthens us, but it brings us closer together as a community. And the idea of our brother keeper or brother's keeper is a true say. It is important because that's what helps us to uplift each other, and we'll rise together in doing so. And this is just my contribution for this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Melanie. Brother Jeffrey, I'm looking at the time. It's 3 minutes to 10. Do you have to go now? Because we have one more hand. You're muted. And Sister Debbie is there too. Brother Jeffrey, you're muted.
Sorry about that. No, my appointment is not till 10:30, and it's only like 6 minutes away. So we got some time. Thank you.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, then I'll have I think it's brother, right? Brother Philipson. And then after that we have Sister McConaughey, Debbie McConaughey. Brother?
I just want to say, excuse me, Jeannie, we're up to 71 today. Isn't that wonderful? I just want to say that. Bye-bye.
Hello, Brother Philipson, are you there? Mara?
73.
Okay, we'll skip that first. We'll go to Sister Debbie first.
Hello, thank you very much, Sister Jenny. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just do not want to let Brother Jeffrey leave without me saying thank you so much for the 4 pillars that you shared today, because All Passion Singapore represents the 4 pillars of the universe. Thank you. And thank you for being so generous with your time to grace us with your presence today. I know you have to go. I just wanted to say we appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Debbie. All right. I think we lost that brother. He's no longer, I don't see him now. Okay, if that's the end, then we will have Brother Jeffrey, would you like to say a few words and then we will close for tonight?
Sure. First of all, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here and just kind of spread my voice a little bit and my wings. And thank you for, sharing time with me, all of you here, right? I think I'd like to leave maybe, the turbulent time, excuse me so much. The turbulent times that we're in the middle of, they're not just storms that we need to weather. These are opportunities, like these other speakers that just commented. They're opportunities to grow wiser, stronger, and to get more connected. And when we have faith that anchors us, and we have a passion and energy that fuels us, and our awareness is our compass, right? I love what Dr. Ford said. You know what? These are mechanisms. These are vehicles that get us along the journey, let us know where we're at and where we're going. And then all these things come together to form compassion, right? That's the energetic part. So you've got the thought and the energy, and it's going out, right? That gives us the action. And we're not just embracing tomorrow, we're building it. So take some steps this week. It doesn't matter if they're little teeny ones, however small, right? Celebrate. Lean into one of these pillars, right? we're all planting seeds for a future. And it's not just a hopeful future, it's a thriving future. So thank you all for being a part of this big movement. Let's all keep pushing forward. And I truly believe the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Jeffrey, for really coming in tonight to share with us your gems. And we really appreciate your time for making it possible here. So for tonight, I would like to thank everyone who's been here with us tonight. And I hope you have brought back the gems from Brother Jeffrey's sharing. And oh, Brother Philipson is back. Can you speak now, brother? Then we will close. Hello, Brother Philipson. No, I think he's not here. All right. So if he can't speak, then okay, we will call it the night. And again, a very big thank you, Brother Jeffrey, for gracing this occasion tonight. And thank you, Brother John, who's always so supportive, always collecting everybody and grouping everybody back here. So this is what teamwork is all about, right? The teamwork, our teamwork here makes our dream works. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. T as well.
We topped out at 75 today, and I want to encourage everybody. That's what sharing does. And everyone, think about it. Share this with folks so we can come and join us. 75 we had today, and that's great.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Junie. Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
night,
everyone.
Yeah, good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
Good morning.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Have
night,
a blessed weekend.
everyone.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you all. Wow. Hi, John. Hi, Jeffrey sir.
Bye.
Hi, Jen sister.
Thank you.
Good night
Thank
to
you,
all.
Mr. Debbie.
All right.
Brother T
Bye-bye.
and everyone. Yeah, and all our brothers
Good
over
night.
here.
Bye bye. See
Sisters over
you.
here. Bye-bye.
Vilasrao sir.
Bye.
Hello, namaskar. Jai Hind.
Namaste.
Jai Bharat.
See you next week, next Thursday. Join us again.
Yes, yes, sister.
Yes.
हम गर्व से कहते हैं, हम
Yeah,
ऑन
in
पे
it
सिप
to
करते
win
हैं.
it. Yeah.
We are so
हम
in it
गर्व से
to
कहते हैं on पे
Yeah.
हम
सिप
गर्व
करते
से कहते
हैं.
हैं, हम
We
ऑन
are
पे
so
सिप करते हैं.
in it to win it.
अनपेचिप जिंदाबाद. सबको धन्यवाद.
Yeah, everybody say bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.